Good morning and namaste, my friend, and welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac Weather. My name is Witecki. I am the sensei to Sirius joy. Here to stand in my heart and walk in the light. It is an honor to light walk with you, my friend. I'm love casting live in 5 dimensions. Finally on ground. Finally, we're back on ground because the sun is in Aries on this beautiful temple of Gaia on Monday, March 23rd. 2015. And whether you're catching this early Monday or catching this a little bit before then, because I am trying to shoot ahead, we are now into the sun in Aries, which is basically the I am, I act energy. Now, I come from the premise that we have 12 states of awareness, 12 states of consciousness that all agree or all know it's alive. Our body knows it's alive. You don't have to tell your body that it's alive, right? Your emotions know they're alive. They feel whether you ask them to or not. Your brain seems to run its own smart-ass path, right? And Aries is our ego. That's the part of us that does something, that takes action, that puts it into motion. And you know, it is thought, word, and deed that make reality. And so Aries is the deed. It is us carrying out that deed. So we're all stepping into our ability to act or not act. We're all going to change our behavior in the next 30 days. And I argue this will be a profound change. One giant step up the mountain, which is what those sheep can do. Those rams can climb. So today we are feeling it out. We're feeling out our journey. We just got off a cruise ship in Pisces. I don't know about you, but I got super seasick. And now I'm just glad to be on land and feeling the energy move forward. But before we talk about how to feel it out, let's first tame our brain, shall we? With the phrase of the day. I feel what I am, and I protect that feeling. And so it is. I feel what I am. So that's the first thing. I feel what I am. Because that's what Aries is about. I am, and I act accordingly. So I feel what I am. And I might change what I am. That's what we're going to do in the next 30 days, is probably do some changing of what we are. But I feel what I am so far, and I want to protect that feeling. It's the feeling that we want to protect, more so any of the details or the clothing, or even the behavior right now. Right now, we're just protecting that feeling, and it's okay, whatever that feeling is. So today, I feel what I am, and I protect that feeling, and so it is. The serious step of the day is step 2. Now, that is Cancer. That is the moon. That is emotion. So we are feeling our way through things, and the moon is the ruling planet. Just to kind of walk through the steps, we entered step 0 actually on Friday night. So things probably were offline Friday and most of Saturday. Then Saturday afternoon, evening, I love rules. So you probably felt pretty good on Saturday night and through most of Sunday. Then last night, I feel is what started to rule. All right. So things might have become emotional as of last night. And because we're touring Aries, our action energy, our ego energy, you might have felt the dumbass or the angry part of you starting to come out. You might feel some of your arrogant side. You might feel some of your obnoxious side. You might feel some of the side that wants to act out. Again, you know what? We just want to go through it and see what it is. But don't worry, it won't last too long. By tonight, we shift into I believe. And step 3 is traditionally quite optimistic at this level of the transit. So usually things get a little bit sunny again. So we're only talking about 24 hours of possible bitchiness, if you want to put it that way. So let's take a look at the chakras involved as we move into Aries. Well, for starters, Aries is the root chakra. So we went literally from the crown purple all the way down to the root. And this is kind of a tumble, really. But this is a welcome tumble because we were so high up, so disconnected, so not feeling like things were moving ahead, you know, really feeling like we were in traffic when we're in that crown because it was all about spirit, not about the ground. So now it's about the ground, and you want to make sure that you do ground. This is an excellent transit to start an exercise. This is an excellent transit to start a new sleep regimen, okay? Aries is a good transit to start anything. That's what it's about, the start. Now, then today we are feeling. We're in that third chakra, so emotions add to the red, and that's where things can get explosive. That's when we can get a little cranky at times. So you definitely want to ground and make sure you know who you are and you protect how you feel before you leave the house. That keeps you from projecting or letting people, spiritually vomit onto you. Let's take a look at the clock and the timing of things today. And here we are at the cosmic clock. Well, as you can see, the sun is step 2 Aries. It's crossed what we call the ascendant line in classic astrology. And we are now in the ego part of our life. So we're in the creation of taking it and putting it into action. The ego is our defense mechanism. It's the conscious that tends to carry out our defenses or not carry out our defenses. And as we're going to find out in the next 30 days, we're all going to have to rise up to a different standard. Either become stronger, rise up that way. It is become stronger. There's no question about that. We'll all become stronger the next 30 days. And that's because the sun will cross over Uranus. But I think we'll also step into a new version of ourselves, a new I am that we've never really felt before or stepped into so far. And let me explain why. First of all, Mercury is at step 17. That means today, our mind, the smartass, is deciding, step 17, decide, or committing to faith. So it's today when we're feeling emotional that we have to actually mentally commit to the faith. Maybe we're ready to mentally commit. Of course, our body and our rest of our states had to go down that path already. The mind is catching up from the retrograde. So our mind is catching up, and today you must decide. That's what you need. Now, the moon is in Taurus. Thank God for that, because I'm in a past life transit now with the sun in Aries. But with the moon in Taurus, we are feeling strong. And some interesting things about this is the moon is passing through where Venus is. Now, Venus in Taurus is planting seeds, literally, of what will start to grow here in the spring. The sun in Aries is our first break away from spirit and the creation of something new. And Venus is currently trining Pluto. Okay. Now, the cool thing is that Pluto's at step 15, which means that Pluto is bulldozing the last acreage of law and rule that is necessary in order for us to build the new United States of awareness, to build the new promised land of life. Because Venus is trining Pluto and both are direct, it is my opinion that what Venus is planting seeds of is the new country. So I think with us stepping into the new ego and Uranus shifting us into the new ego, I think with Venus trining Pluto right now at step 15, I think we are literally starting to plant the seeds of whatever the new world would be. So call it the Age of Aquarius Beta. Okay? Now, Saturn is retrograde and has been retrograde for about a week, but I think now, today, you're going to feel Saturn retrograde. What does that mean? Well, basically, Saturn direct in Sagittarius was everyone going, gosh, am I doing it right? I don't know what's wrong. I don't have information. I wish I knew. I don't understand. Okay, that's Saturn direct in Sag. Today, how are you feeling? Are you okay with not knowing? I think we're going to be okay with not knowing. And for the next 6 months or so, Saturn is going to backtrack. In fact, Saturn goes all the way back to Scorpio. Don't get afraid. I don't think we're going to go through anything like that again. I think when Saturn goes back into Scorpio, we're actually going to rewrite some of our boundaries because we have a new vision, this new ego, and we're planting new seeds in our new United States of awareness. So I think that we'll be like, we'll realize the fences might need 1 or 2 more adjustments, like 1 or 2 more changes before we move forward confidently with our emotional boundaries. And then Saturn blazes past step 4. So Saturn is going to hang out in this step 4, which is innovating our philosophies, innovating our religion. And I think mostly because Saturn's retrograding these early stages of the sun in Aries, what's happening is this the final us cutting away of ego that relates to old religion, old philosophies, old religion. So the old ego, we're throwing away the old, costumes of the old belief structure. That's the best way to put it. And then there's this whole party going on down here, period, okay? The south node actually moved to 9 degrees. That's the purebred degree of Aries. It's been at 10 forever. The north node is now 9 degrees Libra. Earth is going to conjunct the north node soon. I'll definitely alert you to that. But Mars is at step 24, which is promoting peace today. And that's a good thing. Okay, so our ego is seeking peace, but the 4 means you might have to go up a step, rise above it, maybe let it pass you by, that sort of thing. Now, looking at the sun is at step 2, I feel, and as you can see, we have an array of planets that the sun is going to cross over the next 30 days. The bottom 10 steps are all ego. So what we're doing the first 10 steps is getting rid of the old ego that identified with the old philosophy of what the heart used to believe. That's all of it, all flushing it away. Ego means you fight it, you resist it. So you might be fighting yourself a lot, telling your dumbass who's in charge. It's like, too bad. Too bad we lost that battle. We're just not investing in that fight anymore. We've got new things to do. So there's a lot of talking to yourself, I think, when you're letting go old ego, at least as a man. There's a lot of me, hitting the gym a lot more. There's a lot of anger that might come up too. This is all normal, I guess what I'm trying to say. Don't sweat it. It's part of the transit. Then later on today, things do perk up, I believe. Step 3, which is I believe, is what kicks into gear. So belief, I believe, is strong. I think we've been working our belief for a long time. We already went through Sagittarius this year. We've already upgraded our beliefs in the last, sooner than later. And also, I believe it's time for us, Jupiter is going to tinker into step 12 here in a second, and all of our beliefs are going to go forward. My point is, I believe belief is going to make us righteous. So if you're feeling kind of sad, later in the day, I think you're going to feel super righteous and like, this is why I'm right and you're wrong, etc., etc. So just hang in there till the end of the day. I think things will perk up because you will believe in yourself again. So let's tie this all up, shall we, with today's Joy Quest. The Lone Aries on the Cliff. Today's Joy Quest, should you choose to accept it, is feel what's you and what's not. So this emotion is about identifying with the ego that is really us or the ego that isn't us. So, if anything flares up, it's great to just observe. It's like, is this us? The one that gets angry, at the turtle again. Whatever. I'm trying to come up with bizarre examples. And if it's not us, then okay, just take a note of that. We don't have to take any action right now. This is the shedding of the old ego. The way you would have acted, the way you would have reacted, asking yourself, is this still you? Is this the you want to be? Trust me, it's ego. It's autopilot. It will fire off without you asking. It's conscious of itself. So, we have to tell our egos and program them what they want it to do or not to do. This is mostly what we don't want to do for a few days. And with emotion coming up, it really is what we don't want to do. All right. So if you're watched over the Personal Sensei Network at 9:09, I'll give you clarity on what your heart is really looking for. So your emotions might want to throw a tantrum. Your ego might want to run off. But I'll give you clarity. This is what your heart is looking for. At 11:11 a.m., I'm going to actually help you with a little illumination up to your astrology chart. Mercury is not retrograde. So I'm going to talk about what sign your Mars is in. So the sign your Mars is in comes down to the I am statement. You have 2 I am statements in your chart. Your rising is an I am, which is what I call you in the first text in the morning. I'll say, hello, your majesty, or hello. That's based on your rising sign. And then your second I am, your very private I am, your secret I am, is Mars and what sign it's in. So I'll give you some of that to understand your ego. And then at 3:03 p.m., I'm going to tell you what level of life you tend to push around, which is based on what decan the Mars is in your natal chart. All that today in your Personal Sensei service. Now, if you'd like to get little text messages to talk about who you are all day long, people love this, come on down to Sirius2.me. We are accepting clients for our beta program in April. It's only $19.95, and I think you'll enjoy it. Most people have told me they do. So now let's move on to today's telepathy. I am enjoying this theme of exploring famous people of a sign and sending you a little telepathy at the same time. I hope you're enjoying this little fun quiz too. So today I am thinking of a famous Aries actor because we're in the Sun in Aries now. Hold on, let me just put it out there. Okay, is it 1, Eddie Murphy, 2, Seth Rogen, or 3, Christopher Walken. All 3 of these wacky gentlemen are Aries. And I'll have the answer to which one I was sending you after this.
Do you always date the boring person because it's safe? How come you always date the cheater? Are you always dating someone that tries to boss you around? Really? How come you're always dating your grandpa? Come on, you got father issues. Admit it. This is the video that answers all your questions. We call it Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. When it comes to the secrets of you and love and you and lust, we cover it all. All those sexy secrets are available at secretsofbirthdays.com.
Soul Garden.
And welcome back to Namaste Today. And for today's telepathy, I asked about an Aries. I'm thinking of a famous Aries actor. Did I send you an image of 1, Eddie Murphy, 2, Seth Rogen, or 3, Christopher Walken? Did you see one? It was Christopher Walken, who I love. Seth Rogen is very cool. Eddie Murphy, definitely been cool. But Christopher Walken, beyond cool, right? Like, they say Aries are a character. This man is a character that I welcome into any situation. You know, whether I bumped into him at a bar mitzvah, if I ran into him at a wedding, this guy would just be a wonderful character to me. So, Mr. Walken, happy birthday to you. And thank you so much for participating in today's telepathy. I wonder if he knew it. So we're moving on to rock and roll gospel. And we're moving on to some hot Aries performers. And you got to say, you know, when it comes to musicians and Aries, they're almost always hot, that hot Aries vibration. Today I'm going to start off extremely hot. Aretha Franklin. Yeah, I'll say that 5 times. Aretha Franklin hot. She was actually born March 25th, 1941, and is a step 4 Aries. Step 4 is an innovator, right? Someone who tells you where things belong. That's what a step 4 is. An Aries would be one to tell you where things belong. That's one thing about an Aries. They'll tell you. They won't just sit there and talk about it. Rosie O'Donnell, another Aries comes to mind, tells you how things are, right? So it's no surprise that she, of course, is the master artist of respect. Tell you how things are. You know what I mean? And going to my childhood, I always think of respect from the movie Airplane. Remember that with the nun? She's just like, suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me. But I got to give a little Aretha a little respect, send some Aries some respect. Before you go off singing that fun today, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters and give them a little respect. We're going to talk about Aries, and we're going to talk about what it's time to feel and open up to. So in step 2 of Aries, you're feeling, and it's time to open up. Step 3 is opening up. Open up to believing different, or opening up to the belief you have and letting that comfort you. All right? So let's start with the Scorpios. Scorpios, step 0, cloudy chance of LTR issues. LTR, long-term relationship issues. It's one of my little terms. But it's time to feel and open up to a new body, a new relationship to your body, and a new way of life, okay? So how does it feel to walk a mile in your shoes? Stop. That's what we need to open up to, a new way of feeling in that mile. Step 1, the Leo, sunny and professional today. But, Your Majesty, it's time to feel and open up to new beliefs. Believe it or not, you don't know everything, and you're going to end up updating your life purpose as a result. Step 2, the Cancer, sunny and social today with the moon in Taurus. But I believe it's time to feel and open up to new decisions, new ways of deciding, and perhaps a new career for some Cancers. Step 3, the Sagittarius is sunny, hyper-aware of their immediate environment today, but it's time to feel and open up to new love for yourself, and new creativity, things you love to create. Step 4, the Aquarians, sunny, nesting, and resting today. You need a little extra rest right now, Aquas. Definitely ground. But it's time to feel and open up to fresh thinking, all right? New ways of thinking, a new approach, a new attitude at large. Step 5, the Geminis. Cloudy chance of feeling blue today, I think. But it's time to feel and open up to a new belonging or new friends at large. Maybe that's why you're feeling blue. Nobody to hang out with. Step 6, the Librans. Cloudy chance of storms also today, I'm afraid. Another air sign. It's time to feel and open up to a new marriage vows, and then worry about other people. So if you've got relationships on the brain, got to first deal with the me part. Step 7, the Pisces. Oh, I have to move the bell to the Aries. Just realized that. Sunny and pensive today, but it's time to feel and open up to a greater self-confidence. All right? And with that greater self-confidence will come the money. Step 8, the Capricorn. Sunny and childlike today. Time to feel and open up to self-nurturing. So open up to the idea of you taking care of yourself, and it's okay. And maybe a new home life. Just saying, might have some changes this 30 days. Step 9, the birthday Aries. Happy birthday, Aries. We love you. Sunny and productive today. It's time to open up, though, to a new you, which I call a new view. A new you is always a new view. So find the new view. And basically, because you're an Aries, you have the power to just press reset. Remember that at Atari? You just reset the game. My brothers be like, hey. Step 10, the Taurus is sunny and cool today at their moon in their sign. But it's time to feel and open up to fearlessness, really inside, and a new overall faith. So I think the Tauruses know what this is, but we probably haven't done it. Then step 11, the Virgos, cloudy and learning today. Maybe a little spaced out, but it's time to feel and open up to a new self-trust. You can trust yourself more than you can trust anybody, Virgo. You know how many details you go over. No one will do that but you. But it's time to trust because I think it's time to transform. Okay, so looking at our Lightwalker parade. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. We thank you ahead of time. And on Facebook, you can be our friend by coming to soulgarden.me. And if you come to soulmart.me, you'll find my readings are there, and you can sign up for our email list, where I'll send you an email in the middle of the night. And Sirius Joy Camp is coming this weekend. I am super excited. You can still get tickets. We're going to map out all sorts of things for the whole year. This is a great way over 4 weekends for you to get your future in order. You will feel like you are on top of 2015 and heading toward enlightenment. That I can guarantee. You will know yourself like you've never known yourself before. So if you haven't seen the video of what this is about, come on down to soulmart.me. And don't forget, you still have about a week to sign up for April Sirius Joy Personal Sensei Service. I thank you ahead of time, so it keeps me on the air and keeps food in my belly. And if you haven't seen, the ladies did a great job. They'll be back this week with a new episode, but check out Kids and Video Screens. We had a fun time chatting. Gratitude is my attitude to all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comments, and thank you so much for your soul support. I'll see you in 24 hours with more, my friend. I love you, and live, love, be.
This is just so ironic.